the highest sum of powers, the highest sum of powers will become equal to the degree of the polynomial. Okay, let's do it at the side there. Are you ready? So first step, find the sum of the power of the variables in each term. In each term. How many terms are there? 1, 2, 3. So I have to find the sum of the powers of the variable in each term. In first term, sum of powers is equal to, x is having power 3, y is having power 4. So 3 plus 4, 7. In second term, sum of powers is equal to, x is having power 2, y is having power 3, z is having power 4. In third term, sum of powers is equal to, x is having 4, y is having 3, z is having 1. These are the sum of the powers in the three terms. The first step is complete. Find the sum of the powers of the variables in each term. First term, I found the sum of the powers. Second term, third term. So what is the degree? Therefore, degree is equal to the highest sum, which is 9. So the degree of that polynomial is 9. Now with practice, you may not necessarily do all these three steps. You won't do those three steps, but you will identify the degree. You can do this mentally. 3 plus 4, 7, 2 plus 3, 5, plus 4, 9, 4 plus 3, 7, and 1, 8. So if you can do it in your mind, you won't have to show all these steps. Okay, and this question could carry just about 1 mark. It's an easy question. Okay, moving on. So now you know how to find degree of a polynomial if there is one variable or if there are 2 or more variables. So practice it. Okay. Now I want to tell you more about polynomial. How to identify which algebraic expression is a polynomial. There is a rule for it. Now, note this down, please. An algebraic expression having power of variables as non-negative integers. As non-negative integers is called a polynomial. Okay? Now for that, to make that more clear to you, because this is not there in your concise mathematics, I have taken this from your innovative mathematics class 8, this portion. I want to do question 6 of exercise 11.1. 11.1, question 6 from the innovative maths book. The question is like this. It says, Which of the following algebraic expressions are polynomials? Also write their degrees. So first say whether it is a polynomial or not, and then calculate its degree. Part 1, 4x square minus 7x plus 2. 4x square minus 7x plus 2. So this is an easy question. It is a polynomial. Why is it a polynomial? Because the powers are non-negative. Power is plus and it is an integer. Power is plus and it is an integer. So it is a non-negative integer, so it is a polynomial. You answered the first part of the question. The second part of the question is to find out its degree. Since there is only one variable, you take the highest power. The degree is 2. That's easy. Let's move to something which is slightly more difficult. Suppose we went and tried question 6 part 3. I'm going to rub this out. Question 6 part 3 says, okay, root over t is the variable, plus root over 5t. Now, if you don't understand this very clearly, I want to write it like this: t to the power of half. Now, looking at the variables, this one's power is non-negative, but it is not an integer. It is a fraction. This one's power is a non-negative integer. So that is not the problem, but here is the problem. The power is a fraction, so it is not a polynomial. And if it is not a polynomial, you don't define the degree. Okay? You don't go to that part. This is there in your innovative mathematics, not in the concise mathematics book. Okay, moving on. I hope this is clear to you. How you can see, this is also an algebraic expression, and part 1 was also an algebraic expression. But this is not a polynomial, and part 1 was a polynomial. So when we are studying algebraic expressions, we should know that some algebraic expressions are polynomials and some are not polynomials. What are polynomials? Those which have non-negative integers. And which are not polynomials? Any power which is negative, x to the power of minus 1. You cannot get a polynomial from here. Y to the power of half plus 2x. These are not polynomials. Is that clear? Moving on. Like terms and unlike terms. These are very useful for adding and subtracting polynomials. Okay? What is a like term? Any factor okay, before I go to like terms and unlike terms, I want to teach you coefficient. Coefficient. This is important to understand like terms. What is coefficient? Write it down. Any factor of an algebraic quantity is called coefficient. Any factor of an algebraic expression. Take some examples, or take one example only. 7xyz. That's an algebraic expression, actually a monomial. So 7 is the coefficient of xyz. Then if I take 7x, if earlier when I took only 7, the remaining part 7 was a coefficient. Now if I take 7x, then 7x is the coefficient of yz. Is that clear? If I take xyz, or let me take 7xy, then that is the coefficient of z, and so on. So any factor, 7 is one factor. Actually, each one of these is a factor of the algebraic expression. Each one, 7 or x or y or z. So it's good for you to know what is coefficient. Now what is like terms? I hope you understood coefficient. Coefficient is very useful. The understanding of coefficient is very useful for the next exercise, next chapter, where you will do identities or factorization. Okay? So you will take out the common coefficients. Now like terms have the same literal coefficient. Like terms have the same literal. What do we mean by literal? The variable. Coefficients. So like terms have the same variables. For example, 5xy z minus 6xyz 2 by 3 xyz. So the variables are the same. Because the variables are the same, they are like terms. What is the usefulness of like terms? Like terms, you must be able to identify like terms when you are adding or subtracting, because only like terms can be added or subtracted from each other. Okay, let's go to the exercise. Concise Maths, exercise 11A. I want to do a few questions. I have given you the fundamentals. I want to do a few questions. Question 2 from exercise 11A. Concise Mathematics, question 2 from 11A. Students at home, I would advise you to not only just be watching the video and trying to absorb everything like a movie. No, you should have your book open, you should have your copy open, and you should be writing. And after you finish writing, give it to some elder in the house who knows the subject to check whether you have written correctly. Or you can check yourself by going through the video again, whether you missed anything, whether you have written correctly or not. So you must recheck your work. Question 2 in the Concise Mathematics is easy. It says, write the number of terms in each of the following polynomials. I'll give you some questions. You will do part 1. Write the number of terms. I've helped you with this. Part 1. Part 1 is 5x squared plus 3 into 5x squared plus 3 into ax. Now be careful with this. You can see the plus sign. This multiplication sign may confuse you. But I have told you very clearly to count the number of terms. Look for plus or minus signs only. So there is only one plus sign, hence there are only 2 terms. The plus sign in between is separating the 2 terms. Don't get excited about the multiplication. If you start looking at the multiplication, some of you may give the incorrect answer. 1, 2, 3. No, only plus or minus. Okay? So 2 terms. Part 2. Part 2 of question 2. Ax divided by 4 minus 7. Now again we are looking only for the plus and minus signs. Don't get excited with the division sign. So actually there are only 2 terms. If you start looking at the divide sign, someone will say 3 terms. No, only 2, because there is a minus sign here. So 2